tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove. Synchronized look now, we're on the move.
Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time.
Talking gold and silver and crypto too. With Joe and the gang, it's what we do.
Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time. We're stacking sats, we're stacking gold. In the world of finance, real gold. Every sip, every chart, we're on our way to financial freedom, come what may.
So grab that tasty beverage, let's get in the groove. Synchronized slurp, now we're on the move.
Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time. Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time.
How not to buy fake gold. Yeah, don't want to get scammed? It's not that hard not to get scammed, but people still do. So it's time to have the real talk. We're going to talk about that. That is the topic of the day. Of course, we'll do live gold, silver, Bitcoin, crypto analysis too. I might take some chart requests if I have time. We'll just shoot the breeze with my wonderful Good Morning Stackers family, because you're watching Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, going live on X and on YouTube. Of course, within the first couple of minutes of the show, however, every morning we do the synchronized slurp. Grab a tasty beverage, people. It's in the theme song. Come on, if it's in the theme song, you got to do it. Grab your tasty beverage. I grab mine. We slurp them synchronously together. What are you drinking? Post a comment below. I want to know what you're drinking today. The rule is, though, you must do it audibly. You got to slurp it. That's the whole feature. That's the whole point. And do it for the team. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Slurp your beverage. Good to see you. I'm Joe Main, random Australian dude from Melbourne in Australia, going out live on X and on YouTube. 1,576 subscribers on YouTube right now. 3,600 and something followers on X. Post a comment below. Let me know you're here. I will give you a shout out in the next 1 minute or so. Of course, the show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, and Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. 1 second. That's better. And so, excuse me, who am I? You're like random dude on the internet. I've just found you. Who is he? What does he do? What's he all about? Well, I've been a stacker of silver since 2010. I've been a stacker of crypto since 2013. I also decided I wanted to work in the retail gold and silver bullion dealer industry. There were no jobs going, but I literally used my good old moxie, my, hounded couple of people, and I volunteered for a bit. Then I got a job in the industry, and then I had an 11-year, I'm still around, 12-year career in the gold and silver bullion dealer industry, first serving customers and doing all that great stuff. I've served thousands of customers in my time. So I know a little bit about not getting scammed with gold. And then I moved into the social media side for those bullion dealer businesses. As you know, many of you know, I launched and grew Bullion Now's YouTube channel. They were a brand new business. I came in as their first employee, launched and grew their channel to nearly 20,000 subscribers by the time I left. All those videos you've seen, including the fake versus real gold bar, Perth Mint gold bar video, which has had nearly 1 million views on YouTube. And then I joined Ainslie Bullion. I moved over to there. I revitalized their channel, and now I do this for your business. Want any kind of business that you have. So send me an email, gmstackers@gmail.com. I have to fix that thing. It gets rid of you never want to get rid of mastering the markets. gmstackers@gmail.com, gmstackers@gmail.com. Tell me about your business, what it is, what it does. I'll tell you, hey, you probably don't need social media. You're probably okay. Or I'll go, yeah, no, you could really do with social media and starting a YouTube channel specifically. And here's the angle that we could go for you to build your customer base even more than now. Could you handle some additional business? That's a very leading question. That was a very big sales tool in one of the jobs I had many years ago. Can you handle some additional business? The short answer is yes, you can always handle some additional business most of the time. So let me help you, gmstackers@gmail.com, any kind of business whatsoever. Let's do the shout outs. Here we are, people. Gerald Draper, I love he just gets right in. Gerald Draper says, number one, stop buying the top. So you're talking about how not to get scammed in gold. We'll come back to that. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll get back to that. Cool. I do agree with all of that stuff. Good morning, Stacker, says Silent Stacker. G'day, Stackers, says Jason Razana. Good to see you, my friend. Morning, Joe. Morning, Jason. Good to see you. Morning, Stackers. Yellow. Fair enough. GMS, fake everything is a real concern. And, Mon says, GMS also. Good morning, everyone, says Nakas O'Reilly. Everyone's in late today for some reason. And I need to see Chat Mum. She is not here yet. Why is she not here? I don't know that reasoning. We're going to share the screen and talk about some important stuff here. Did I find that thing? Yeah, I did. There we go. I don't want your cookies. I don't have cookies anymore. No kind of cookies at all. Not internet cookies and not real cookies. Let's share the screen. Actually, we'll start with this. How not to buy fake gold. Let's talk about it. I've worked as a retail bullion industry employee for many, many years. I've served thousands of customers in my time. I've also been a stacker of precious metals for a long time too. I've bought and sold privately as well. So I would have some pretty good tips, and also they're pretty easy to think about. They're pretty logical, okay? But some people need, obviously, a bit of reminding. Not you wonderful stackers that you guys know how not to get scammed, but let's share the screen quickly. Why are we talking about this in the first place? Over here, Perth Mint issues warning after West Australians caught buying fake gold. Not caught as in you're under arrest, but they got caught buying fake gold from scammers, as in they were caught up and got scammed from scammers amid surging prices. Okay, let's read this through. This is in the West Australian, whatever that is. It's one of the West Australia's publications, and this is Perth Mint Chief Operating Officer, COO Dion Pornich, with a real left and fake right gold bullion bar. Now look on the surface of it. From a distance you'd go, okay, they look similar. Now, because I know the difference between real and fake gold bars, and give me 1 second, I'll come back here for a second. Give me 1 second, because I will give them some. I'll give them some props, because I'll give myself some props. Give me 1 moment, and I'll show it to you. Real, fake, Perth Mint. Oh man, it even comes up as a drop down. Isn't that amazing? All right, this video right here. Let me share the screen for you. I made this video a number of years ago. Right here. Share that screen, Joe. Right here. If you type in YouTube, fake versus real Perth Mint gold bars, how to spot the difference, 883,000 views from about 5 years ago. I made that video. It's me behind the camera. You can hear me in the background. Of course, that's Michael from Bullion Now. This is a very, very well-known video. We also made a follow-up, another way to spot fake versus real Perth Mint gold bars that I made 4 years ago. So I know the difference right away. So I can look at that and go, okay, yeah, even if I didn't know, if they said, which one's the fake one, which one's the real one, I would go, okay, yeah, that's fake, okay, for a whole bunch of reasons, even from the distance. But let's keep reading. West Australians have gold fever, with surging prices for the precious commodity leading to a rise in people trying to cash in, of course. Now, something's rising in price, you're going to get scammers come out of the woodwork. That's actually kind of how, one of the tips that that, a little bit of a top is coming in when the scammers really try to get into your sector and try to scam people, right? Because they're making more money for it. But for some, the lure is backfiring, and they have been caught up in elaborate scams where they're tricked. Elaborate scams? Where they're tricked into thinking they're buying the real deal, but in fact have snapped up fakes. Police, the state government, and Perth Mint have issued fresh warnings to prospective buyers to do their research before online purchases on sites like eBay, Facebook Marketplace, or even buying from shonky dealers. We'll also talk about shonky dealers as well. Record numbers of people are approaching the Mint to cash in on high prices. Of course, the Mint buying at $5,150 per ounce this week, but just this week, 3 got a nasty surprise. Trying to sell what they thought were gold bars, the 3 were stunned to be told they were fake, worth nothing. All are believed to have bought at what they believe to be bargain prices. 1 ounce and 20 gram bars online. The fake bars were made to look like they had originally been bought at the Perth Mint, right? And apparently stamped with its insignia, right? There's your fake ones right there. Again, there's that video. Which ones in here? I can't hover over it. Between those two that you see on the bottom left and right, which one's the fake one and which one is the real one? Okay, can you tell me the difference? What's the difference? Which one on the bottom left and which one on the bottom right is the real one and which one is the fake one? I want you to pop a comment below right now and I'll tell you the answer in just a second. Let's keep going. Quote, we are seeing cases where people, mums and dads, are in good faith. Yeah, that's a problem, making purchases that down the track have proved to be fake. The CEO, Mr. Pornich, said that the Perth Mint had never seen so many people wanting to sell gold driven by its ever-rising price. Naturally, that's also, a decent top signal. Short-term top. Gold is seen as a safe bet during uncertain times and has been driven higher in recent months given US trade sanctions imposed by old mate, ongoing tensions in the Middle East and the Ukraine-Russia war. Quote, it's unprecedented levels in terms of interest in bullion sales. Adding anything that glittered, including jewelry, bars and coins, were coming in for sale. There you go. Quote, over the past year, we've seen a real spike in gold and it continues to go up. That has brought about a strong interest in people wanting to sell gold that they have had for a period of time and understandably take some profit in that. He urged anyone who suspects they've been sold fake gold to contact police and consumer protection. I'll touch on that for a second. I wouldn't first, if you suspect that you have fake gold, I wouldn't go to the police straight away and consumer protection straight away. I would go to a reputable gold dealer first to get it tested, to get their own opinion, etc. So if you think you've got some fake gold, talking bullion gold, not jewelry, okay, but gold bars, gold coins, etc., go to your bullion dealer first, a reputable one, first before you go to the police. And the bullion dealer will probably tell you, oh yeah, you should go to the police if it's fake. Quote, we take counterfeiting seriously and are committed to protecting our customers, blah, blah, blah. The best way to ensure you are buying real gold is to purchase it through official channels from trusted and reputable dealers such as, of course, this is the plug, such as the Perth Mint or one of our approved distributors. Yes and no, of course. There are plenty of bullion dealers, reputable bullion dealers that are not one of their approved distributors. So a little bit of a gating there, trying to do that. I get it. They're the Perth Mint. They want to make their own money. I get it. Mines and Petroleum Minister David Michael said being stuck with fool's gold was devastating. Yeah, hasn't happened to me, but yes, I can imagine. These fakes are often highly sophisticated. Yes. And the result can be devastating for customers when they realize they have been scammed. Absolutely. Thousands of dollars. That's why we're urging customers to do their due diligence and only purchase gold and silver precious metals from reputable and trusted dealers. Blah, blah, blah. Plug for them. Totally understandable. Police Minister Reece Whitby warned scammers were onto their crimes. Police minister warned the scammers that the police were onto their crimes, but prevention is just as important. That's why it's critical we work together with trusted organisations like the Perth Mint to raise public awareness. If something doesn't feel right, report it. Your vigilance could prevent others from being scammed. Correct. All right. So let's do the obvious stuff here. Okay, lots of people watching. Fantastic. And we'll get to your comments on this as well. Number one, the first one, which everyone understands. Here's rule number one of how not to buy fake gold. If it's too good to be true, it's not true. Okay, if you're seeing it, unless for some random reason, which it wouldn't be the case whatsoever. So this isn't a thing. Unless some reputable dealer or a dealer, we'll talk about how to spot reputable dealers, has it on their website for ridiculously cheap for some reason. They shouldn't do, because if it's close to or under spot price, doesn't make a lot of sense. If it's gold in particular, at spot price, if it's for physical, they'd be losing money on that probably, unless they don't hedge. So you could, but if it's too good to be true, like under the market price of gold, if you can buy gold for under the market price of gold, you at least have to ask the question, why is that? Okay, now there might be a reason. We'll go into those some of the other reasons why you might be able to get gold under spot. It is a thing. Okay, but that's number one. If it's too good to be true, if it's ridiculously under, if spot price is $5,000 and someone's selling a 1 ounce gold bar for $3,500, you run for the hills and you don't even question it whatsoever. We all have this idea, we all have this narrative in our head of the going to the garage sale down the local, a garage sale, big sign, and then you see the little old lady selling her stuff. She's moving house, getting out of the big house, getting to the small, retirement village, and maybe her husband died recently, and he was just into these. It's that narrative that we tell ourselves. He was into this gold thing, but I don't know much about it, love. I don't know. How much do you want for it? That kind of thing. And you go, I don't want to scam an old lady, but you still go, okay. Well, gold's at 5,000. I'll offer her 3,000. She'll be amazed with that. Or it's up and she's got it there at $3,000. And you're like, okay, yeah, I'll take that. We all have that, like, get that bargain thing. So we all have that thing. Too good to be true. It's not true. So that's number one, how not to get scammed. Okay, if it's too on the nose, as they call it, it's not a real thing. Okay. Secondly, okay, of course, buy from reputable dealers. Let's talk about what a reputable dealer for me is at least. Okay, so number one, preferably to have a reputable dealer. And now this isn't a blanket statement. It's not true for every single case. Okay, because I do know dealers that are reputable that don't have the following, but let's go with it. Preferably, your dealer obviously is going to have a website. That's number one, but that's sufficient. That's good, but not really sufficient. Okay, preferably you want your bullion dealer to also have a physical store. Okay, and preferably it's a physical store that you can visit, that you can at least purchase online and then go visit them in their store or their office, something like that, and then you can collect the gold, or you can even do dealings with them straight over. If you're spending under $5,000, for example, buying a bunch of silver, you want to do it over the counter, no ID requirements, all that kind of stuff. You go to your local bullion, make sure they have a physical store. And it doesn't have to look like a proper store either. For example, I'll give a big shout out to good friend of mine, Sam Laurie from Liberty Bullion. Yes, I will plug anyone because Sam does a great job over at Liberty Bullion. And Sam and I worked together. I was the first employee at Bullion Now, and then Sam joined, I think it was about a year later, maybe something like that. I trained him up. And then we spent a good bit of time together, and Sam's doing his own thing now, which is great. So Sam has a small satellite, unless he's branched out, I don't think so, has a small satellite, it's not a satellite office, but he has an office, all right, in the Melbourne CBD, but it's not like a store where you walk in, it's all on display and all that. It's just an office within an office building, but you go in and, you buy gold, you buy silver and all that. So that can be done, and he's a very reputable dealer, Liberty Bullion. Okay? Hey, Sam, if you're watching. So that's one thing, preferably a physical store. If it is an online-only store and they only ship out to you and you can only get it shipped out to you, I just start questioning it. Doesn't mean that they are 100% fake, but that's the first question. It's like, oh, they don't have a physical store. I can't go to them somewhere within Australia or somewhere within the world and at least collect it. Yeah, okay. Even when I ran my own bullion dealership, Melbourne Bullion Company, back in 2018, I think it was 2017, for about a year. It went by the wayside for a bunch of reasons. But even I didn't have a, this is me, right? I didn't actually have a website. But I did have a physical location where people could come and collect. Okay, had a little satellite office in, again, the Melbourne CBD, in that general area where everyone knows where you buy gold. Okay, I had that, and because I had the reputation of working at Goldstackers and all that, people knew me. They knew me on the forums and all that, so I was a gold bullion dealer for a while. Okay, so what else do you need to know? So those are the reputable dealers. So too good to be true, it's probably not. Reputable dealer preferably has a physical location, and also check out how long they've been in business. Do they have a phone number you can call? All that kind of stuff, which is, it sounds obvious to all the people that, all the stackers, we go, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But to the mom and pops out there, to the mums and dads out there who've never dealt with a bullion dealer before, they don't know what the experience is like or what it should be like. So that's a tip for you, okay? Here's also how not to get scammed. Number 3, don't buy on eBay. Don't buy on Facebook Marketplace. That's pretty much it. You can get deals on eBay. I've actually sold on eBay before, okay? You can get stuff. I've sold silver coins. I've done that. So it can be good, but you just have to be wary. If you want to know 100% or 99.9999% that the precious metals that you are buying are real, don't buy from eBay. Okay, even though I've done it myself and other people do, okay? If you're buying on eBay, do your due diligence. Make sure they're a store that's been around for a long time. They've got great reviews, all that stuff. Don't buy from Facebook Marketplace. Don't buy from Gumtree. Okay, don't do that. And again, it sounds like I might be belittling you, the person who's watching now, going, oh, I got scammed. You don't know what you don't know until you know it. Okay, so don't do that because that's the main places in which they're going to scam you. They'll pop it on eBay for, the $3,000 when gold is $5,000. Or they'll do it just low enough that they find that sweet spot. So they'll do it at, $4,500 when gold is at $5,000. And you go, so that's $500 cheaper. That's pretty good. Why is that? Oh, and they'll, the eBay listing might say, bought this 3 years ago when gold was way less than now. So I'm happy to take $4,500 out of, when gold's at 5,000. You go, oh, that sounds legit because they just bought it when it was lower and now they're still making a profit. No. Okay. Be very, very careful with all of that. So that's kind of your 3, I think. Do I have any others? Well, you can test it against, and you can, that's kind of really the way to do it. I was going, okay. If you think you've bought, let's go to the second part. If you think you may have purchased fake gold, then we can go the how to tell some fake gold. Okay. Now the first answer is, if you are unsure whether your gold bar is real or your silver bar is real, go to a dealer who can test it. Number 1. If you're in an area where you can, and if your bullion dealer has testing facilities, that could be an XRF machine, which is a big gun like this, right? It's a big thing. It puts radiation, very small amount of radiation into the bar. They hold it up to the sensor and they do that. And then you press the trigger and then it comes up with a display of the elements within that thing that you are testing. And obviously you're looking for 99.99% AU for gold, AG for silver, PT for platinum, blah, blah, blah. That's what you're looking for. And it can even detect it through packaging as well. Okay, it might not come up exactly 99.9% pure, but it'll have a little bit of trace elements of other things. But the bullion dealer will go, yeah, you're confident, you're good. You can even walk into a bullion dealer, as this has happened with me many times. When I was working at bullion dealers, I would have someone come in with a gold bar or silver coins as well. They're actually quite popular to be faked as well. They would come in, and someone like me who's had a lot of experience knowing the difference between fake versus real stuff, I've been able to literally, they've brought it in, they've handed it to me out of its capsule, and I've just held it like this. I haven't really looked at it. I've just held it, and from the feel, I can go, I'm so sorry, man, that's fake. I can take one look, and it's like 1 second later, I'm like, yeah, I'm really, really sorry. I'll still test it, but I go, yeah, something doesn't feel right about this as well. So even just your bullion dealer might be able to go from the look of it, yeah, not so much. Also, once again, you can use resources like the internet, okay? You can go back to, say, this video right here. Can you hear this? If I do this, will you be able to hear this? I don't want you to be able to hear it. Give me a sec. System audio, I will mute it, okay? Now, can you hear me? Yes, you can still hear me. So let's do this one, for example. Now, here, give me your answer, by the way. Give me your answer in the comments below. Does anyone remember this video? Okay, give me 1 second. I go back and watch this every now and then, just for funsies. Let's skip that. Okay. There we go. All right. Which out of these two is the real one, and which out of these two are the fake? Is it the left is the real one and the right is the fake, or is it the left is the fake and the right is the real? Okay, pop a comment below. And if you've watched the video, you already know. If you've seen the video before, you already know the answer. I'll go back to here, and then we'll get the comments, and then we'll talk about the differences. Let's see. Do I have any comments? Yep, agree. Let's see. You got one. Okay. Jason Ashworth says the fake one is on the left-hand side. Okay. Let's see. Anyone else? Oh, that's it. Okay. So Jason Ashworth says fake on the left. That's weird that you would say fake is on the left, Jason, being our token lefty here. I'm just kidding. Left is fake. He's really, okay. Left is real, but not really sure. Interesting. All right, cool. I will give you the answer. Let's share the screen again. I'll share the screen. And actually, let's listen to the audio. I'm going to listen to the audio, and then you'll get the thing. So give me a sec. I will change that. I'm going to put the system audio on. Now, you should be able to hear this as far as I'm aware. Let's play it. If you can't hear it, I'll watch the comments below. Okay. Let's see if I can get this going. Okay, gang, can you tell the difference just by looking here whether the left one is the fake one or the right one is the fake one? Which one's the real one? Which one's the fake one? Hey everyone, it's Joe and
Michael
from Bullion Now, bullionnow.com.au, good swerve, selling you the best bullion bars and coins shipped to you worldwide from Melbourne in Australia. Yep. Today we are talking specifically about fake Perth Mint gold bars. Have you made your decision yet? Which one is the actual real one? Which one is the fakey? Why are we talking about fake Perth Mint gold?
So we're making a mistake. And
have you made your decision? We're going to give away the answer right now. Which one is the real one and which one is the fake one? Here we go. Drum roll, please. Psych! They're both fake. Haha, sucked in. You knew that was coming, didn't you? They are both fake. Here's some actual real ones right here. All right, did we hear that? Okay, they are both fake. Both fake. Did we hear that? All good, you heard it. Yes. Jason and everyone else, they were both fake gold. We did psych you out here, but here's the difference between the fake versus the real ones. For example, here, and I'll mute this again for you. Mute that one. Cool, so you can't hear it, and I'll mute that right there. So you can see the very clear difference, I think. You can see particularly with these Perth Mint minted gold bars, okay? And the whole point of this video was to show you that the differences between them. But you can see with Perth Mint specifically, bars here, they have a particular finish over them, which is actually more of a matte finish. When you go back to the fakies, you can actually see they have a bit more of they look a bit shinier, actually. So that's actually one of the ways you can tell between the two. If we go back to here, if we go back, let's see, go back to, where are we? Right there. You can actually kind of tell the difference. See, look at that. A bit more deeper yellow with the fake ones, and that one, because they can't do that extra wash. The fakers don't have the ability to do that extra wash, that extra finish, to give it that kind of little bit more of a matte finish right there. There was also some issues with the font, also some issues with the font color. You can see here the slightly deeper yellow, deeper orange kind of font color on the real ones. You've got slightly more yellow ones on the fake ones. And of course, when you pop them on, if you take a look in the back too, there's a whole bunch of things on the back as well. But the best way to do it is to pop it on the XRF machine right there. That's an XRF machine, okay? And then you pop it on and you get the display that comes up, and that's the fake one, 97.89% copper. Okay, so you can just walk into a bullion dealer who has an XRF machine, for example, and do that. Now, if they don't have an XRF machine, what do? That's okay. There's other ways to test gold, and also it's just it's the look and the feel test and all that. And if you're still unsure, or if the bullion dealer is unsure, then take it to the police. They can go somewhere else, get it tested, or you can take it out of its packaging and then you can just cut it in half and see what's inside. Okay, and then you can test it that way. Okay, so that's that way. How else can you tell? That's pretty much it. Oh, and by the feel, by XRF testing, if you're talking silver coins, for example, you can do what's it called? It's that thing, that board that you put it on. I've forgotten. So you can do sonic testing as well that you could do for larger bars. So I was right. No, you weren't right. Let's see. Left is fake. Oh, well, yes, you were. Left is fake. Yes, the left is fake, but the right was also fake. Yes, I know what you're saying. Good. Yes, you were correct technically. I guess so. I better not buy, says Debt is great. The finish scratches very easily when taken out of the packaging, right? Mon says, bought mine from the Perth Mint direct, so they better be real. Yeah, again, buy from reputable dealers. You've got, I do keep doing the wrong one. Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. They've been around for a long time now, for about a year. They have a great website. They have a real physical store that you can walk in. Their store is amazing. You walk in, it's an old Commonwealth Bank. So, you've got like the really good safe and all that kind of stuff. It's like the full on like big, massive door and all that kind of stuff. I've been there. It's amazing. So, real company, all that. And again, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. So that is kind of all the ways how not to buy fake gold. Okay, let's do some more comments on that, and then we will get to the day's quick market analysis. Let's see. Let's go. So yes, Gerald Draper says, number one, stop buying the top and the all-time high for one thing. Well, that's hard for some people to do, of course. Number two, if it's too good to be true, walk away, of course. Buy from trusted and you're familiar with. Yes. Number three, test it. Yep. Short answer. First, hit the like. Please follow suit when entering. You won't regret. Thanks and have a great day. I do agree. Let's see. Listening while getting ready for work today. With all that overtime, you can buy some fake gold. Straight to the silver account. Getting itchy. Haven't bought anything since the 9th. We're still waiting for BN to process your last order. How long has it been to process your last order? When did you place that order, Pete? When I was in France last month, the dealer shop owner told me Perth Mint was the most counterfeit bullion because it's so sought after. Yes, I would agree. Probably the most, and I would say Credit Suisse as well. They try to fake those a lot. But yes, because Perth Mint is very popular all over the world. I do agree with that. Yeah, PM very sought after in Europe, particularly silver coins. Germany in particular, go crazy for Perth Mint silver coins, the Lunar series and others. They just love them over there. So the Perth Mint themselves actually ship the vast majority of their gold, the vast majority of their silver to Europe and overseas. We only get like, I don't remember the percentage. I think it's like 10% of the actual allocation of stuff only stays in Australia. That's why bullion dealers, when a new release comes out, bullion dealers have so few in Australia because they all get shipped to Germany and other places. Good stuff. BN seem to be dragging the chain, but they are expanding a lot with their premises. Yeah, okay. I hope mine is real. I hope yours are real. But if you're unsure, you know what to do. 20 days. Getting out of control. Wow. 20 days for your order to... Oh, so it's from the 9th. That's the order and it hasn't been processed yet. Okay. 3-month storage was up on the 24th, trying to get it all shipped once last order clears. Interesting. Bullion shops are popping up everywhere. Drew from Melbourne has just opened a bullion shop in Berwick. Yes, good old Drew from Berwick Bullion. Again, and here's another one. Okay, here's another way, I should say, here's another way to not get scammed. You can join Facebook groups. Facebook Marketplace, not so much. But of course, there's a great Facebook group which you can still get scammed on by individual people, but the group itself is not a scam. Okay, let me share the screen on that one. Please, oh, by the way, follow me at facebook.com/the Joe Main Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum. Oh, okay, I need to do it this way. I need to go to my account, then I need to go there, then I need to go there. Okay, this is the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum, 8.7 thousand members. You can pick up some great deals here. You can pick up gold and silver, sometimes at spot price. You can. Just like everything, though, it is a public, it's actually technically a private group, but there's actual fakes of this group as well. You've got to join the one that has 8.7 thousand members. If you can find the link, and I don't know if the link can be publicly found these days. I think you kind of got to get invited by someone. I could be wrong on that. But Gold and Silver Stackers Australia, that's what it looks like. 8.7 thousand members. If you join, you can, look, buy swaps and sells all the time. Here we go. Quick auctions, right? Someone's selling that. Someone's offering a face-to-face. Someone's selling gold here. Someone's offering to swap stuff. Someone's selling stuff right here, okay? You can... make sure you can ask for a buyer rating or a dealer rating, and people will come back and go, yeah, I bought from that guy. Yeah, no problem. I bought from her. Yeah, she's fantastic. Oh, I've sold to that person. They're a qualified buyer. Okay, you can still get scammed, but something like this, Gold Silver Stackers Australia, very large forum. Make sure you join the right one. You can get some goodies and you can sell your bullion on there too privately. So that's another way you can do it. Just again, like anything, they're not technically a bullion dealer. They don't have a physical store as such, so do your own due diligence. But I would say out of all the Facebook groups, this is the absolute one in Australia to be a part of, okay? And you can get some great deals. I've certainly bought and sold on there before. Gold and Silver Stackers Australia, 8.7 thousand members. We're going to get to some other stuff here. But yes, here's another top signal. Bullion... No, it's not a total top signal, but when every man and his dog has a bullion dealer, you go like, what's going on with the price? All right. They are popping up everywhere. Okay. But Drew from Berwick Bullion does a great job. I'm not making an excuse for them, just saying that their customer orders have suffered a lot and this should be a high priority regardless of what's going on in the background. I would agree with that. Yes, agree. Customers first. Yes. If you're going to use Facebook Marketplace or eBay, don't spend more on it than you're willing to risk losing. Bang. Says Mon. Even rang the users. Yeah. Okay, cool. But we've had some short weeks. Yeah, the tungsten ones are getting harder to spot. Interesting. Cool. That's the whole fake conversation. But speaking of... No, why would I do that? Perth Bullion. That's random. What's per exit? You should be buying from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. a reputable dealer. They have a great website. They have a physical store in Perth. You can go there. It's a big store, actually. Got stuff on display. Speak to the lovely people. Ricky, the owner of Perth Bullion Exchange, has been doing great things since May of last year. Literally, what's today? Day after tomorrow, I think it is. It'll be Perth Bullion Exchange's 1 year anniversary. Okay, there's another anniversary today as well. I'll talk about that in a second. They've been in business for almost 1 year. Okay, free shipping when you buy 20 or more items. That's it. Not 20 of one thing. You can mix and match. Have at least 20 of a combination of anything. Instant free shipping Australia-wide. They're the only bullion dealer that gives you free shipping. Come on, bro. They are so reputable. It's not even funny. Okay. If there's ever an issue with your order, Ricky handles it very quickly, and you generally get compensated as well. So that's as reputable as you can get. Also, what's reputable? Price matching. They price match. They're the only bullion dealer that actually price matches as official business policy. Sometimes when I worked at bullion dealers, someone might randomly go, oh, I saw this at, somewhere else for cheaper. You'll quickly check their website. If it's in stock, you go, yeah, okay. But it's not business policy. It is business policy with Perth Bullion Exchange. You can find it somewhere cheaper at a reputable dealer, all those caveats included. And if they've got it in stock, they'll match if the other bullion dealer has it in stock at the time as well. Perth Bullion, well, they'll just match the price. Why wouldn't they? Okay, they want your business, right? Plus, with the free shipping, you're actually ending up saving more money. It's mental. Why you don't buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, I honestly don't know. That's not because I'm sponsored by them. I don't know why you wouldn't. Okay, perthbullion.com.au. And the show is also, did you know, just recently sponsored by Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. This is the back end of their portal. So Mastering the Markets is an educational course on how to become a great trader and investor as well. They have amazing courses that you can go through. They have the 10-week course. They have the full 1 year course where you learn about everything. But what they also have is their academy portal right here. So if you if you join one of their courses, which I will be doing in July, that's my plan at this stage, doing the 1 year course, you get instant access when you're doing the course to the back end, okay, right here. This is where all the teachers, all the educators come on, and they post their daily stuff here. So ASX Trader, as you know, I spoke to a couple of last week on the channel. That's his little portal right here. This is where he posts all the private stuff that he doesn't post publicly. This is just for portal members, okay, for paid portal members. There's a free version where you can get all the public stuff that ASX Trader and other people would do publicly on social media, but this is the back end, okay, where you got to get all the, the stuff he's really looking at for members only, okay? So that's ASX Traders chat. You've got Craig Tapping, you've got Craig D, you've got Tung. Tung is an amazing macro analyst, okay? Here's his one from 14 hours ago, okay? How much is enough, okay? Jonathan Evans, to do with time cycles. This stuff blows my mind. He's talking about how you can predict prices through time rather than through price. It's more like time analysis. I can't even get my head around it. I've just started delving into that, okay? And here's Shane Elliott. Shane Elliott is a certified Elliott wave technician, okay? He's gone through, he knows all about Elliott wave stuff. So he shares his stuff right here. He's talking about uranium, for example. Okay, the uranium sector thinks it's in a bull phase now. Okay, so I'm just showing you a little bit of this back end, right? Just so you know what you can get with the Academy membership. Okay, and you don't have to buy a course. It's just there's a little paid membership per month where you can just get access to the back end here. So bullish potential, yes. Should I long? Yes. Here's the details on Elliott wave. And then you've also got the amazing Frank Watkins as well, has been around for a very, very long time, shares his insights too. Plus there's the other stuff here. There's lots of other stuff. The live trading floor. You get, of course, all the educator calls. They do multiple live sessions per week. Here's what's coming up. A fundamental analysis. Okay, ASX Traders do his weekly trade reviews where you bring your tickers. Oh, hey, can you look at DYL? He takes a look at DYL. He does them twice a week. So it's just every single day there's something that you can be watching and learning about. Okay, this is all in the back end of the Academy portal. There's a link in the description. There will be afterwards, and you do pay money. It's 250 Australian dollars per month for the privilege. Just letting you know. Because I am sponsored by them, though, I get complimentary access to this because they sponsor the show, and I'm happy to be having them as one of the sponsors. That is masteringthemarkets.com. That is the Academy. Cool. Let's go to we'll start with gold. Okay, very quickly. And I want to show you platinum at the moment as well. We'll do that normally. I did post that on the Gold Silver Stackers forum. Little bit of a bounce. Okay, here is gold on the daily time frame. US dollars, 3,338. We have bounced again at, what do you know, the 0.786. So that's at $3,270. Isn't it interesting where these things find support at? All you do is grab your Fibonacci tool. Okay, it's pretty damn easy. You go like that, you find the most recent significant bottom, okay? And I would be doing this on a weekly time frame, okay? That's the big pivot where we had a big move and then a big consolidation. So you take it from there, and then you take it to what you believe is, and I do believe it to be at this stage now, that big short-term peak. I'll call it a short-term peak at this stage. Until proven otherwise, it's a short-term peak. Maybe a few months, and then we start making, higher highs in towards the, middle or the end of 2025, unless the data provides, differently, and maybe we're done. Who knows, right? But so far, that high and that low, you've got these Fibonacci levels. The normal support zone I'm expecting it to go into is here, and that's between the 0.618 and the 0.382 right here. I'm expecting it to go down there and at least touch there. But where is it finding interim support at? Which, hey, if it holds that, great, onwards and upwards probably. But isn't it interesting? Right there, $3,270. So far above the 0.786 support. I'm expecting it to be broken. I don't expect this. I don't expect that. Could be completely wrong. I just don't expect that. You could maybe... Anything can happen. You can maybe consolidate through time where it just consolidates and then does that kind of thing, sure. But that doesn't happen. That's not a thing, very likely, okay? So my bias is to the downside, and I'm looking for at least a test of there. That's at least 3,130, and as you know, possibly even down to the bottom end here, $2,900 with a potential to hit the mother of all trend lines. That's down at around about $2,700, but I'd be favoring somewhere in here. Okay, that's what I'm looking at for gold. Nothing has changed my mind on that. What would change my mind on that? Making a new all-time high. But I don't think we're going to do that in the next week or so, and that's not coming. I don't think so. Could be wrong. That's gold. Here is silver. Silver on the daily, $33.10. Not a lot to tell you. It is currently at the top end. That's good. Okay, we're above the resistance level that we would want to be through. I already spoke about this yesterday. We got through this zone and it's remaining a support. So that's a good thing, okay? That was basically, this is actually really, that was no resistance whatsoever. Where we found the bit of choppiness was actually at the 0.786. That's actually all right. You basically sailed through there. That's pretty strong. Okay, pretty strong. We're not out of the woods yet. It has to clear that $35 level. Once you clear 35, pretty smooth sailing, I would say. And you want to see something like this through 35, maybe come back and test the support around about that area. And then we will be onwards and upwards to that $50 mark for the third time in history. Okay, this will be a monumental time when we start breaking up towards that $50, and eventually that will be taken out. Very confident in that. If we do see some consolidation back down, if people start getting, if we start seeing lower prices, if we start breaking, say 28, watch out. Only a small chance, 10% chance at this stage at the max paint line. That's at like $23, $24. 10% chance at this stage. Looking quite positive for silver at the moment. Also because gold has had such a large rise. It could be silver's time to have its time in the sun, okay? But got to clear that 35. That's silver. Platinum, as I posted on the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum this morning, has seen a move through its zone that it needed to get through from this high and this low. It was finding, interestingly, where it was finding resistance at. At the 0.786. Where was it finding rough support at? At the 0.618. Just like silver, though, isn't it interesting? From this high and this low, once again, just like silver, this is the exact same thing. It sailed through the normal zone right here. It sailed through that zone and it went straight into there. So same with silver, looking positive, okay? We're coming up to the roughly $1,000 mark. Once it clears roughly 1,010, looking good, okay? You would want to see that break and hold, okay? The reasons you break down are for one of two reasons. If you break down here, so for example, this is one of the golden rules, okay? If you broke this level and you came down here, that's breaking that support for one of two reasons. It's either to continue the trend, okay, we're just going to continue down, or it's to grab liquidity. It's basically to fake people out, and they go, uh-oh, we've broken this key support. Oh, I'm out. And then it goes, ha, sucked in, okay? So that's on the bottom end side, but it's the same on resistance side, okay? We need to close above and then hold above it and then bounce, okay? Because it's better to wait for the bounce than going in before you see the bounce, okay? Because it could do this, 1, 2, you never know. It could do that, and then people go, we broke it, fantastic. And then it goes, ha, sucked in. I was just grabbing your liquidity. I was faking you out, and then it heads back down. So what you want to see is that come back as test as support, then break that breakout level. You break that, chef's kiss, onwards and upwards we go, okay? We're nearly there. We're not there yet, but it is looking very good for platinum. And as we've talked about with platinum versus gold, highly undervalued at the moment. That is gold, silver, platinum. I quickly want to touch upon rhodium. I am still looking at it right here. Rhodium, $560 US. This is a 1/10 ounce tracker, okay, 1/10 of the price tracker. So rhodium is actually at $5,600 US, but this particular one, which is really the only thing you can buy, unless you want to buy physical platinum, don't recommend it for all those reasons I've explained before. We need to clear here, and that's around about $690, $700. Once we do that and do that thing, don't just buy when it breaks out, buy when it breaks out, holds, and then when it breaks the breakout, then, brilliant, okay? Then we're talking onwards and upwards. But just keep an eye out on rhodium. It could be in a full-on new bull market for rhodium, okay? Keep an eye on it. If you don't want to keep an eye on it, follow me and I'll keep an eye on it for you. I've got my alerts set, and I'll let you know when it happens. That is rhodium. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, bro. Ooh, okay, all right. Ooh, okay, cool. Here's Bitcoin. Here is Bitcoin on the daily time frame, US dollars, using the tradingview.com website, $95,027 US, Bitstamp exchange price. Okay, finding solid resistance, okay, at that, what do you know, the $96,000 area, we've spoken about it before. All the buyers are in here. That's the trapped money right there. Around here, this uptrend line going back to the previous all-time high in 2021, perfect uptrend line, acted as support, now acting as resistance. It's also the 0.618 Fibonacci from this high and this low, bang. Obviously going to be an area of resistance, and so far it's holding as resistance. What can we notice on the daily time frame? It could, now, bear in mind, it could break through, okay, but we need to see the breakthrough. Let's see on the 4 hour, what are we looking at? Okay, here's an issue. The issue, and it doesn't mean it's done, okay, but the issue is the bearish divergence played out, okay? So we've got this high, and then you had that a lower high, okay? So between there, and there, that was the bearish divergence, and then that played out, and you saw some lower prices. Now, what that can do from here is it can consolidate, okay? And that consolidation could be over. So that bearish divergence might not be a thing now. Now we need to look for other factors, okay? What you preferably want to be looking at is something like hidden bearish divergence. And now I know ASX Trader just talked about that on his video just from this morning, okay? Just because you see some bearish divergence Doesn't mean it goes down forever. Some point it will consolidate and it'll start going back up again. I don't see the signs of it yet. So what am I looking at here? So you've down here. This still could be in the throes of just sputtering around. This could be distribution, and then like the Bart pattern, if you know Bart Simpson. Anyone? You're old enough to know Bart Simpson? Good. The Bart Simpson head pattern, and then it does distribution, and then something like that, and then we'll be talking potentially much lower prices. Okay, so nothing's confirming it for me just yet. What would be hidden bullish divergence would be, let me double check my divergence cheat sheet. Even I need to go back and check my divergence cheat sheet. I recommend finding this one. This is babypips.com. Divergence and hidden bullish divergence. Hidden bullish divergence is a higher low and a lower low on the oscillator. Okay, higher low. Do we have a higher low and a lower low? On the oscillator. Let's check that out. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get out of it. Thank you. That one. Thanks. There's a potential higher low. Here is a potential lower low on the oscillator. Okay. So once again, this is where you can get faked out. Everyone thinks, oh no, bearish divergence. Oh, we've had that bearish divergence. Oh no, it's happening. Well, it's already had its possible consolidation right here. And here's potential, if that's a pivot that you can call it. There's a higher low and then a lower low. So that's potential hidden bullish divergence, where then you could break up through that 96. But the obvious thing is just breaking up through the 96. Do that, hold it as support, break that again, and then it is bang on for crypto continuing in 2025. Altcoins would be exploding. I'll tell you right now, you do that, and that, crypto will go nuts. I guarantee you altcoins will probably explode, like you're talking like 20%, 30% day for all crypto, pretty much. Okay, on that time where you do that in Bitcoin, alts will go nuts. I think. Could be wrong on that, but yeah, watch that. There'll be a huge signal. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. Here is others. Others is the altcoin market minus the top 10. So basically all of altcoin. City, similar thing. This is on the daily time. No, it's on the 4-hour time frame. Let me show you this. Okay, is it doing a similar thing? Tends to follow it. There was your bearish divergence right here. Okay, higher high, lower high. Here's your potential hidden bullish divergence. Higher low, lower, higher low, lower low. Higher low, lower low. Higher low, lower low. Hidden bullish divergence. Higher low, lower low. Higher low, lower low. Okay, same thing. So we could be setting up for really nice. Nothing has confirmed just yet. Okay, so it doesn't mean just because you see a potential hidden bullish divergence that it's going to do it. You want to see it cross over and above this level right there. So that's at about 245, 250 billion. Do that, hold a support, and then you'll be looking quite nice. Okay, that's the altcoin market. I'm not going to talk about any others really, unless I have, wow, okay, just out of interest. Ooh, okay, RSR, well, that's doing interestingly. Toshi, I don't think I'll bother about today. Out of interest, Trump Coin's having an interesting one. Could be a similar setup there. You've got some bearish divergence, yeah, whatever. White, for my old friend, Gerald. Here's Whitecoin, just out of interest. We are back below. Okay, we might be getting into extremely oversold on the daily time frame, but this is white very quickly. I know this is one that Gerald told us about a while ago. It has broken through broken through support. Okay, I would say that's probably on its further way down, quite potentially, Gerald and others who are in white. So that is not a confirmed, yeah, nothing's saying that is confirming a continued bull market in White Rock crypto. Okay, it has to clear and stay above the 0.00064 for me. That's the Fibonacci from this high and this low. That's at the 0.236. Bare minimum, got to do that, and then you've got to clear that very obvious level at the 0.302, and that's at 0.0084 roughly. Do that. Okay, cool. Then we'll talk Turkey. But yeah, so far, no, not so much. We are coming down to, out of interest though, on White Rock. We are at a possible, there we go, right there. That could be the bottom. Sure. If you have a quick fake out right there, no problem. But I'd be just watching for that. That wouldn't be good. Then you'd be heading down further. That's White Rock. Don't know why I did that, but just thought I would. XRP is at $2.30 US cents, still possibly on its way up to $2.60. That's my final hurdle. We do that. Good for XRP. Any others? Any others on my watch list? Anything on my watch list at the moment? I'm going to give you guys a quick little heads up. I am watching something called Global Atomic Corp. I haven't been able to buy it yet, and I don't want to buy it yet, but this is in the uranium sector, okay? Global Atomic Corp. Now, it's an over-the-counter one, okay, but what I like the look of is the fact that it looks like it's broken its market structure, and then it might be coming back to test it as support right here. So let me just show you very quickly. Global, this is GLATF on the over-the-counter. You can buy it on Interactive Brokers, for example. I'll get rid of all this stuff, okay? And I'll get rid of that and that because there was some bullish divergence on that, okay? So this is Global Atomic Corp. Uranium is very likely going through another new bull market at the moment. And I think Global Atomic Corp is one of them that would be one to look out for. Okay, and you can see anything I've got listed in blue and purple right here are uranium-based stocks or the physical stuff. You know, like well, I mean, you've got URA, which is the mining ETF. Okay, that's kind of the big one everyone looks at. It's looking pretty interesting right now. I wouldn't be getting into it just yet. Okay, you got to look for some signs. DNN, Denison Mines, CCJ, of course, Cameco Corporation. Boss Energy here, that's looking very interesting. Boss Energy. I might do a big thing on uranium stocks coming up soon. But yeah, this GLATF looks interesting, just so everyone knows. We did have a bit of a decline, but what it did is it posted its lower low. Okay, so it did that thing where it faked people out. So it did this, right? It went down to there and people went, oh no, I'm out. It's gonna trigger my stop loss. And then it went, sucked in. Then it came up to almost break market structure right there. That would be the signal, one of the signals. Then it did. Now, some people would have gotten trapped here, okay, potentially trapped because they bought here and then they had a move back down. Some people would have gotten stopped out right about there. What did it do? It stopped out. And then it faked out again. And then we went back above this market structure right here. Another stop out. Okay, maybe some people had some stop losses. And now we're back above. So it's looking very interesting. I'm not convinced 100% yet that it is one to get into. But I'm keeping my eyes on it. And I would say really if it stays above about that 52 cent mark, then I will consider getting into it myself. It's harder for me to buy. I can't buy it on the regular exchanges. I know I can get it on Interactive Brokers. I do have an account there, but I'm just going to move some money around. So that's a potential. Watch out for a GLATF in the uranium sector. Global Atomic Corp is one that I like. Anything else? Oh, GLJ. That is one that I am looking at too. There's a bunch. All these ones here I'm watching right here in the light blue. Anyway, SGB. So I just want to quickly show. Someone talked about SGB yesterday. That's where we are right now. Yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. Luna. What's Luna doing? I might get back into that eventually too. Anyway, that's all the stuff I am looking at. Final comments and we'll get out of here. Oh, Chat Mum is here. Great to see you, Chat Mum. Hey, Chat Mum. GMS, I've been listening on my drive down to Cairns. That's so funny. That's how top end I know you are, Tony Pearson, because I've been listening on my drive down to Cairns. You are top end, mate. Good old Chat Mum, right in the top end. Oh, the weather would just be, for me, because I'm at the bottom end of Australia. You're at the top end of Australia, and because for international people, Australia goes through a whole bunch of the tropic of this, the tropic of that, and we get pretty close up to the top end of the equator. Not quite, but top end of Australia, stinking hot, humidity, gross, can't do it. For a holiday, a week, sure, but then get me back down to beautiful, temperate Melbourne. But yeah, man, driving down to Cairns, you're right up the top there. Hey, Chat Mum. Good morning. China is starting to use rhenium as a core. Rhenium as a core for fake gold these days. Thank you. Good to know. Rhenium. No, I had no idea. I hope hubby is driving. Yes. How deep does the XRF go? Yes. Doesn't go. It goes microns. Jason, couldn't you have a core of some other metal? Yes. 2mm gold plated? Yes. XRF would show it being 999? Yes. Yeah, quite possibly. So that's why there's other testing methods. You can cut open the bar if you're unsure. Generally, though, and here's the thing, that's going to be on your bigger bars. Okay, so if you're buying a 1 ounce Perth Mint gold bar, it's the thickness of it is pretty thin. Okay, so it's pretty thin already, and it's too hard to get a little bit of rhenium or a little bit of tungsten in a 1 ounce gold bar. That's why you do see tungsten filled 1 kilo bars. Okay, yeah, for sure. So that's why a lot of people like to buy the smaller sizes as well, less chance of having tungsten and that kind of stuff. But again, if you're buying from a reputable dealer, you don't need to worry in the first place. Okay. And if you're buying I will say also, if you're buying brand new, a lot of people like to buy buyback metal. But, I could see the case for someone selling back a 1 kilo gold bar to a bullion dealer. The bullion dealer has an XRF machine, but they don't test it sonically. They don't cut open the bar. And then they could on-sell it to a customer, and then it turns out to be fake. But that's like a 1% chance of that happening, I think. But if you want to avoid that 1% chance, buy in the smaller sizes, your 1 ounce size. And with the prices going up through the roof at the moment, like a 1 ounce bar is over $5,000 anyway. So rhenium 75, gold 74. So Sigmas. Oh, thank you, the Sigma. That was the thing I was talking about before. Sigmas are finding it hard to pick up on it. Ooh. So and because the price of gold is so high, it obviously must cost more money to get rhenium into a fake bar than it is for tungsten. But because the price is so high, they're absorbing that cost. Interesting. Not sure how the XRF would go on rhenium-plated gold. An XRF picks up, or it literally will tell you the elements. So it's got a list of all the elements, so it would pick up rhenium. I'm almost guaranteed of that. USA might restock Fort Knox with that China gold. What happened to the audit? Yeah, exactly what happened to that audit. Prob Fort Knox has borrowed LBMA gold on the pallets. A lot of it was sent to be smelted in Switzerland from 400-ounce bars into 100-ounce bars to be sent to the USA. Ooh. Or did they just take delivery from the Vatican? Ew, I love this stuff. Just look this up. The current price of rhenium is $2,860 US per kilo. Wow. That equals, and this is the thing, that equals 92 point something per ounce for rhenium. Yeah, you're still making a lot of money if you're doing fake gold. Even with the gold plating cost, that's a healthy profit on a fake bar. Exactly, though. Enough on rhenium. We are 4 days drive apart between you and me. Yes, that's a long drive. I'm 800 meters up on the mountain. Oh, okay. So the top end of Queensland, the top end of Australia, but at the top of a mountain. That's awesome. Lovely temperature up here. Cairns can be brutal. Yeah, you can cut the air with a knife at times. I'm going to be in Cairns. By the way, Tony, I will be in Cairns later this year with the U2 show, Achtung Baby, the U2 tribute band that I am a Bono in. So I'll be in Cairns. I've forgotten where, but I'll tell you the details, and maybe you can come to that. You can come to that. I'll get you free tickets, and maybe we can have a proper meetup, Tony. I'd hate to have my bars cut through. Yeah, that'd be awful. All right, my funky people, you have been watching Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. We talked about how not to buy fake gold bars. We've done a quick market analysis as well. You'll get another one of these tomorrow morning because that's what I do. This week daily live show. Hit the big red subscribe button to join said GMS family, because you do get a warm and fuzzy feeling when you do, and you get to enjoy every single thing we do here when you watch live, including being part of the live chat. Ladies and gentlemen, grab your tasty beverages, please, because we will do the final synchronized slurp. You must slurp it audibly, and you also get to see me dance very daggily, and we all dance it out. I hope you're dancing in your seat too. This has been
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, Stackers. It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do the
Synchronize.
3, 2, 1, slurp it. Good sesh, people. Love it. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I will see you all tomorrow live. Bye.